Good morning, everybody. Today is February 25th. The time is 9:01 a.m. and I'm calling the Facilities Committee meeting to order. We have all members present and I need a motion to approve the agenda, please.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, 4-0. Thank you. We have action items, open session meeting minutes. I need an approval, please.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, 4-0. Thank you. We have the 2026 bond request and updated long-range plan. Mr. Moore.
Yes, good morning, committee members. So you have in your package the PowerPoint presentation of our Plan 2026 bond ask. This is reflective of projects I think that you've seen in our previous long-range plan. We've juggled them around a little bit, but I want to share. We're sharing the screen now to show you what our plan ask is to the county commissioners. So next slide. You also have in your package the long-range plan that's reflective of projects through 2032. And as you know, that long-range plan, really the one we're focusing on now is the 2026, because those projects are the ones that we're asking for. But we also have what our anticipated ask would be in 28, 30, and 32. That's a very fluid document that changes depending on what the needs are as we get closer to those years. But you can look on that long-range plan and kind of see where that is. But what we're focusing on here is the 2026 bond ask. So the projects that we're looking at for this bond ask, as you know, we are in design now of Parkwood High School. So we would be asking in November for financing or funding for the Parkwood High School construction. We are anticipating that to be about a little over 158 million. We also have a project that we have that we're doing some improvements over the next few years at our older middle schools. At Piedmont Middle School, we're doing an addition and a renovation. This would include addition to the cafeteria, an additional auxiliary gym, which they do not have an auxiliary gym, and then a little kind of reconfigure the front office area so that you're not going into the building before you get to the office. So we're reconfigure the front entrance, and then a classroom addition in the rear. We also have funded. We're also asking for money for an addition at Wolf. You can see that as we going down. This will be a classroom addition and an addition to the cafeteria and gymnasium. They have not a large, as you know, not a large gymnasium now, so we'd expand that and provide additional classroom space. We managed to dodge a bullet with this year with not having more students than we had room for, but we are, with our EC population increasing, we are going to need to address some capacity issues there. And then we also, as we typically do, include some money for contingency and management. And that's usually about 3% of the total ask, which totals 6.3 million. Glad to answer any questions you may have on that.
Does anyone have any questions?
I guess with the Piedmont Middle, looking at our long range plan with 2030, there's the Piedmont High School for 2028 phase 2. What will that encompass? That'd be a new high school, correct?
So that's the Piedmont phase 2, Mr. Helms. You talking about the 2030 bond ask?
Yeah, 2030, yeah.
Yeah, the 2030 bond ask would be very similar to what we're doing at Parkwood. The 2028 bond ask would be for design. The 2030 ask would be for new construction. It's basically the same thing that we would be doing at Parkwood, which is replacing the school.
Okay. And then with Piedmont, what are we looking with the old school, I guess, too? I'm trying to figure out with the middle school, put an addition now, and then 6 years down the road, what are we looking to do there?
So unlike what we did at Parkwood, we have not progressed far enough along at Piedmont, but we feel like we're probably going to need some of the area similar to what we did at East Elementary. We would build a new school on a very fairly tight site, and then probably have to tear some of the school down for parking and possible fields. Haven't gotten that far along, but at Parkwood, we've got the flexibility where we don't need to tear all of the school building down. We can build a new school and have adequate parking, but we don't anticipate that being the case at Piedmont.
Any other questions?
Mr. Moore, the Piedmont Middle School renovation, I know we've talked several times about acquiring some of that land that is for sale around that school. Is that part of that ask?
That's not included in that number. I have actually had conversations as recently as yesterday with the agent. We're trying to see if there's, they had an offer, and I think we're still trying to figure out if that offer has been accepted or not. So I'll get clarification on that. But that money is not in that per se, but we could probably have some funds adjusted accordingly for that.
Thank you.
I'm wondering, with the Piedmont Middle School addition renovation, you said add a classroom. How many classrooms would
Ms.
that
Engel,
be?
do you remember off the top of your head? I don't.
I apologize. I don't have the detail with me this morning. We were at another meeting, but I'll be glad to share that.
Yeah, we'll check that information and get it back to you.
Okay, and where
Yeah.
will the students be studying when the school's being renovated? Like,
It'll
where
be
are they
much,
going to school during the renovation?
so it'll be much like what we did at East. But we will be working in an occupied school, which is not something unusual. Our contractor will just make provisions to keep differentiation between the construction site and the school site. So they'll still be occupying Piedmont Middle. We'll just be working in an occupied school.
Okay, and the renovation is not going to be like similar to what? Because I was thinking it would be pretty complex renovation. No?
Would it be similar to another project?
I mean, it's not going to be, is it going to be like East Union is down to the electrical and plumbing getting replaced? It's not going to be like that?
Not throughout the whole school. We've got other CIP projects that do those things like in the different areas of the school. This one focuses on the cafeteria, the gymnasium, the front entrance area, and the classroom addition. We will not necessarily touch every piece of the school, which is what we're doing with CIP projects. Lighting, fire alarms, ceiling tile, paint, things like that.
Okay, and how did you decide which projects were going to be on the bond?
This is something that Ms. Emel and her team and Mr. McManus put together based on what our maintenance issues are, based on what our forecast for capacity is. Danny, Sarah, I don't know if y'all want to weigh in on that.
So the document has been in existence for at least, I think about 4 years now. Is that correct? Some of the planning obviously is a forward process and the use of the document that it has existed. We've also looked at some of the projects that have been on the list, specifically those middle school renovation ones, and looking at some of those academic and/or athletic changes that we had to ensure that we're incorporating those as well. So bringing that middle school renovation by way of example, to ensure that we can adequately support middle school athletics, looking at some of those long-term items for renovation and updates in kitchen and safety and security led us to put that on this request. For Wolf, by way of example, having that dialogue with our academics team to talk about the additional student need. So we've gained some feedback from other departments, utilize the long range plan as it has been, shivving and pushing based on need, and then we will continue to update and revise that after we receive the new facilities assessment this year.
And for the Wolf School addition, do you know what that's how many more students would be able to attend there after the addition?
The footprint of that structure allows us to very easily add 4 classrooms, which that number of students is going to be based on some utilization. Typically, there's around 5 to 10 students in a classroom there based on the needs of the students. So we would be looking to increase by a max of, say, 40 students if we went 10 per classroom.
So we're doing that for that would be 5.5 million plus the cafeteria is being expanded? Is that
Correct.
Okay. Okay, as far as the long range plan goes, I mean, I've already talked to Mr. Moore about this, but I would definitely like more information on under 2028, like the South Providence / Walter Pickett Ed Center renovation. I mean, that's a lot of money. And I know previously on the long range plan, it was set up differently, and now this is a new plan. So I'd like to just know, like, how many offices is that going to give us at the Walter Pickett Education Center for 31 million? So if I could get that additional information, that would be great. Is there any other questions? If not, I need a motion to send this to the full board.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 4-0. Capital improvement plan, Mr. McManus.
Yes, good morning, everyone. In front of you, you have our draft FY 26-27 capital improvement plan for the total amount of $16,528,823. And we are presenting that to you today. I know we've had a lot of discussion about this and kind of level loaded this over a 5-year period and trying to make that $16.5 million mark. So that's what we did. Nothing new or unknown has been added to this year, but happy to answer any questions that y'all may have.
Does anyone have any questions on this? If not, I need a motion to send this to the full board, please.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 4-0, thank you. Fairview Elementary wastewater treatment plant upgrade, Mr. McManus.
So yes, so in front of you, I have a quote that was received back in December from Aqua to upgrade the wastewater treatment facility at Fairview for a total of $1,052,412.67. So staff request, facilities committee recommend to the full board for the approval of the quote as mentioned in that amount, and that funding source is coming from FY 24 building system savings.
Anyone have any questions on this? If not, I need a motion to send this to the full board, please.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
4-0, thank you. Porter Ridge High tract resurfacing, Ms. Emil.
In front of you, you have a quote that was obtained from state contract pricing on January 21st from Field Turf USA in the amount of $267,602 for the materials to resurface the existing track at Porter Ridge High School. The funding source is in our CIP through FY 25 expansion and renovation. Staff requests the facilities committee recommended the full board the quote provided by Field Turf USA.
Any questions on this one? If not, I need a motion to send this to the full board, please.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, 4-0, thank you. Wrestling mats, various sites, Ms. Emil.
So a quote was obtained from BSN Sports on February 10th for the purchase of wrestling mats at 6 of our identified locations in the amount of $124,513.14. This is funded by CIP FY 26, and staff is recommending that the facilities committee recommended the full board the approval of the quote from BSN.
Does anyone have any questions on this
Did
one?
we get any other quotes for this? That'd be a sensitive contract probably, but
I am not aware of us obtaining a secondary quote because this is a state contract price.
okay. It's a state contract then.
Yes.
Okay.
And how are these schools identified?
The athletics director and assistant athletic directors sought feedback from the athletic directors at all of the schools to identify the need.
And how are these mats normally provided? Don't the boosters or the clubs normally provide these themselves?
So this line item originated as the facilities team purchasing wrestling mat lifts If you'll recall, historically, we purchased the lifts and hung them in gyms, and then the schools expressed that this type of mat that rolls and sits was more of a accommodating to their needs and allowed for more flexibility. So in utilizing that thought process, we reached out to the athletics team and sought that feedback of need.
Any other questions? If not, I need a motion to send this to the full board, please.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, 4-0, thank you. We have a chiller replacement, Sun Valley High School, Ms. Emel.
We received a quote on February 20th from Chiller Services for the replacement of a chiller located at the main gym in Sun Valley High School in the amount of $148,500. The existing chiller that we have there is a 2001 model, and we are currently facing repair costs of about $60,000. So it's time that we look at functional replacement and end of life. And we have identified FY25 building systems monies in the amount of $163,500 to do that replacement.
Any questions?
Or any other quotes obtained for this one?
Not that I'm aware of. Chiller Services Inc. has a existing service agreement with Union County Schools to do this type of work.
Okay. I just wondering because the price threshold, if we need a quote for that. Or multiple quotes.
If I may add, Mr. Ham, so we did not seek another quote on this in order to get this, as far as the timing goes, to get this approved and pushed forward. This is actually identified on the FY27 CIP. Obviously, this will come off if this is approved to go forward, so that we can go ahead and get this done and get it done now. Because if not, we're gonna have a chiller failure, and then, like Ms. Emel said, over $60,000 worth of repair costs, and hope that makes the actual repair. So we're declaring an emergency so we can move forward.
Any other questions? If not, I need a motion to send this to the full board, please.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, 4-0, thank you. We have some informational items, a bond update, Ms. Emel.
Okay, the bond update you have in front of you, and you can see first there we have the draft renderings for Forest Hills High School Stadium project. The first phase that we're going to do within that project scope will be to do the synthetic surfacing. So the school, the district athletics team, and the facilities team are working together to finalize those renderings so we can move that forward. The barn, we continue with design. We're in the finalization of those plans. We received those late last week, so we're going through the different plans to identify items that may need to be addressed with some stormwater, electrical, things of that nature, so that we ensure we're following our design standard. For East Union Middle School, you can see the different areas that I've provided those updated photos to, so you can see the ongoing selective demolition that we're doing to open some of those spaces for collaborative environments and or replacing windows and the heating system. So I've tried to give you a little active representation of the area taking place, or the work taking place across several different areas within the existing structure.
Does anyone have any questions?
Sarah, at what point do you think committee members might be able to take a look at the new East Union Middle School? Whenever, how far along are we in terms of renovations being not complete, but at what point do you think we could get an on-site tour of that facility?
I think that we could host you any day that you would like. The contractor's doing a great job cleaning and making safe the environment, and we've been able to, with much flexibility, visit the site. Now is an exciting time to actually come see it, because there are a lot of spaces that have been greatly opened up, and it is starting to take that transformation into a different space in a lot of areas. So it's at any time is a great time to come on site.
Great. So if any of us on the board are interested, they can just contact you directly and set that up.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
That sounds great. Thank you. Any other questions? Surplus inventory, Mr. McManus?
Yes, you have a pretty much self-explanatory list there in front of you, just from outdated, unused items going on Gov Deals, but happy to answer any questions if y'all have them.
If there are no questions, our next meeting date is March 25th at 9 a.m. via Zoom, and I need a motion to adjourn, please.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
4-0. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.